Hello everyone, and welcome to the first ever Cosmic Crow Tarot video. Seeing as it's full moon, Halloween, and a blue moon at that, I thought it was the perfect opportunity to go ahead and create this page. Seeing as it's a blue moon, which only occurs every 3 years or so, it's a rare opportunity to do things out of our comfort zones. I don't know if you can tell by my voice, but I'm extremely nervous about this, and I appreciate all of you bearing with me while we do this. Before we get to the death card, let's start with the blue moon itself. This comes from the Moonology Oracle. You can see that there. By Yasmin Bolin. And this card says, believe in the impossible. I don't know if you guys read the guidebooks or stuff that comes with these decks, but I always keep them and I always refer to them just for a little more insight. This is what it has to say about the blue moon. As the saying goes, some things only happen once in a blue moon. In other words, hardly ever. Drawing this card suggests you're about to get a rare chance, and that something one-off could well be about to happen. This card is a very positive sign if you felt like you're hoping for too much or asking too much of the universe. Whatever you are asking about, well, it might only happen once in a blue moon, but it can happen. However, with this rare opportunity before you, it's important that you believe in it. If you convince yourself that whatever you're asking about can never go in your favor, then guess what? It won't go in your favor. Be grateful for this card, which is a reminder to believe in your dreams. That's always my motto. If you believe in yourself and you think you can do something, then you can. This right here is me getting out of my comfort zone and believing myself enough to create this video and share it with all of you. The teaching from this card. There are usually 3 full moons between each equinox and solstice and vice versa. Sometimes though we get 4 full moons in a single season. When that happens, the third of the season's full moons is called a blue moon. At least that was the original definition of a blue moon. These days it's popular to use the blue moon for the second full moon in any calendar month that has 2 full moons. Now the really, rare part about this full moon and the fact that it falls on Halloween is this won't happen again until 2039. That's 19 years from now. Okay, now that we've talked about the blue moon and the rarity of it, let's focus on the death card, the most feared card of the tarot. Now, if it was possible and I wasn't doing copy infringement, we'd be playing Don't Fear the Reaper right now. But instead, we're using Beethoven, which, if you think about it, also connects with death because, well, he's dead. The 3 most popular tarot cards of history are the Marseille Tarot, which this deck actually came from Books A Million for $8. Can't really beat that. But as we can see from this card, the Grim Reaper skeleton uses his scythe in a sea of dead body parts. He's the carrier of the souls from can't find the right word. One life to the next. And they're reborn. Now, the death card isn't one to be feared necessarily. It doesn't even usually mean death. It's actually a card of rebirth and transformation, which connects to Scorpio season, where we are right now. Single most popular tarot deck probably known that was created in 1909 by Arthur Edward Waite and illustrated by Pamela Coleman Smith is the Rider-Waite Tarot. Here's the death card from that. As we can see, it's similar to that Marseille Tarot, but it's more detailed. Death rides on a white horse carrying a flag as different characters wait in front of him. Underneath of him, I don't know if you can see that right there, underneath of him, one person has already died. A pope is begging for, compassion, and so he won't die. And a maiden looks away, and a child sits there as well, facing death. That's the thing about death. It comes for everyone. We can't hide from it. We can't stop it. If it's our time, it's our time. Again, though, the death card does not necessarily mean death. Usually, in fact, it doesn't. Anytime something ends and something else begins, it can be considered the death card. It's one of the most, I don't know, personally I think it's one of the most exciting cards in the tarot, because that means something that no longer serves us is coming to an end so we can be reborn. This is what Arthur Edward Waite says about the Death card. Again, little books, comes with the deck. I like to read them from time to time. Here's what it says. Death moves across a field with a slow and steady march. A king lay dead. He represents old systems of order tossed aside. A bishop begs for mercy, a maiden turns away in fear, and only a curious child looks up to greet death. She has not been taught to fear death. A ship sails in the distance, oblivious to the death march. A sun rises between the two towers to reflect resurrection and new beginnings. All endings make way for fresh possibility. Transformation leading to renewal and growth. Transition, underworld, flux. Occultism, letting things go. Evolution, requiring release. Metaphorical death. See, again, there's nothing in there that says it's actual death. And that's what the Death card is. It shouldn't be a feared card. It should be an exciting card. You're beginning something new. And it's a time to celebrate and not be afraid of the unknown. As that song that I'm not allowed to play right now says, don't fear the Reaper. The other most popular card out there, and I believe Aleister Crowley and Arthur Edward Waite probably weren't the best of friends, is the Thoth Tarot. Is it Thoth or is it Thoth? I'm never really sure. I kind of lean towards Thoth because Thoth honestly just sounds weird. The illustration on this card is absolutely beautiful. And I will go ahead and read you the little white book of that too. The book that comes with the deck. Yes, I keep every one of those books in with my cards. This is what it has to say. Death, Scorpio, none. This card means redemption through putrefaction. The seed in the ground decays, but rises again to new life. Death, crowned with the headdress of Osiris, is raising his scythe, the reincarnating bubbles of life. Behind him is the eagle, symbol of immortality, and below him are the embroic amoeba. That's why we read the description books, because I would have never guessed that the stuff underneath him is amoeba, would you? Okay. The other two cards up here are two of my favorite decks, the Deviant Moon and the Dark Mansion Tarot. Each of them are based on the different illustrations shown otherwise, the Marseille Tarot, the Rider-Waite, and the Thoth. But they're different versions of it. Let's take the Dark Mansion, for example. I point to Deviant Moon and I say Dark Mansion. So let's start with Deviant Moon, for example. Here we see a character with a skull instead of skin on their faces of a horse. They stand in a wasteland, ready to give birth to something new, as you can tell. Our character is very pregnant, and the child underneath seems to want to go back into her womb. Since she's already pregnant with something new, a new child, it's not possible for this child to go back up inside her. That's not how life works. Once we are out to experience life. Life might be difficult, life might be strange, life might be challenging, but we're here to experience it. We're here for change, and we're here to learn new things. That's how our souls grow. Dark Mansion Tarot has a very interesting take on the Death card. So we can see there's Death himself, sitting in a graveyard or sitting in a cemetery or in the gates of the afterlife. He looks bored out of his mind. It's such an interesting take on the Death card, and I've always just enjoyed this deck. It's probably my favorite. There's different takes on death, and that's what's so interesting to me. And I love the illustration on this card because it does give another aspect to the Death card. We can be bored by life, bored with our existences, waiting for change, desperate for it really, but we're scared to start something new. In order to transform our lives and to begin something new, we can't be afraid of the unknown. We've got to face it and experience it and learn from it. That's how we grow our souls. I'm not really sure what else to say, so I'm going to end this video here. I really hope you enjoyed this. I plan on making more. Hopefully with time I'll get less nervous and more experienced, and I won't be so scared of this. So thank you everyone. I truly hope that you have a wonderful Halloween, a wonderful Samhain, and use this blue moon that only occurs every 3 years to do something new, rare, exciting. Transform your life. Let something end that no longer serves you. And love the lives you live. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day.